Hi, welcome to a demo of our Teaching School Hub Accelerator CRM system. My name's Chris and I'm a technical consultant here at Pragmatic, an award-winning Microsoft Solutions partner and experts in the education space. Today, I'll be showcasing the key features and functionalities of our Teaching Hub solution and how this can support your organization. Specifically designed for teaching hubs, this system aims to streamline your operations, centralize data, and improve efficiency and engagement, ultimately helping you provide the best possible learning experience. So I've got the system up here, and to give a bit of an overview, it's designed to help you track different courses that you run down to a session level, track attendance, and improve reporting capabilities. On the left-hand side, you can see the sitemap menu, which is how you'll navigate through the system. And the main records that we're going to look at in this demo starts at the organizations. So this is where you'll keep information around schools and any other organizations that you deal with. After this, we've got contacts, which will be people from these organizations, for instance, participants on courses. Next, we have the courses section. So the system is set up that at the top level, you've got courses, and then the cohorts represent each time you run that course, with the participations being individuals who attend those courses. In the sessions section, this is a bit of a more detailed level. So these are the individual sessions that make up the course and where you can track the attendances of those participants and the actual venues that they're being held at. Now, to show off the system, I'll go through an example scenario. Perhaps you have a new cohort starting a course soon and you need to set that up. Currently, that might involve a lot of spreadsheets and different people filling in information in different places. But by using this system, you can get all that info into one place and have people editing the same data source to create one source of truth. Now we're on courses, you can see that they're already set up. We've got CPD, ECF, and MPQ, but these can be any that you would typically run. So we'll say we're setting up an ECF cohort. I'll click into it and you can see that all the existing cohorts that are on the ECF course or any that have previously run and finished. So for instance, here we've got the ECF cohort that started on the 1st of September 2022 and are finishing on the 31st of July 2024. The information on the course itself is quite basic. It's just the name and the type of course. So if I click into new cohort, we'll be asked to provide some information such as a name. I will follow the convention that has been established by the previous two, and then a start date and an end date. So we'll want this one to start on the 1st of September and to finish in 2026 in July. We can also here assign a lead facilitator for this cohort. So if I click here, these come from the contacts within the system, but it's filtered down to just those that are marked as facilitators. So you don't need to go searching through all your contacts. It will only show you ones that are facilitators. I'll pick Jane and we'll save and close this. Once we've created that cohort, you can see that the information we filled in is on the left. And in the middle, we've got some high-level financial information pertaining to this cohort. So we can fill in a fixed cost, let's say £100, and a cost per participant of, let's say, £20. If I save that. If we go ahead over to the sessions, you can see that there are currently none associated with this cohort, but we can go ahead and create one. We're prompted to enter some information. I'll go ahead and fill in the name. And then next, we're asked for a session type, which is online or in person. I'll go ahead and pick in person. And next, we've got the start date time and end date time. If we say this is going to start tomorrow at 8, we can then pick tomorrow again for the end time. And you can see in the drop down, we've got a list of values in half-an-hour increments. We don't have to follow this. For instance, if I pick 8:30, I can change this to 8:45. You can also see that the lead facilitator that we set on the cohort has followed across to the session, so you do not need to repeatedly enter that information. We can also select a venue that this is going to be occurring at, as it's an in-person. So that's one. I'll go ahead and create a few more. Okay, we've now set up a few sessions, or we can go ahead and look at participants. You can see here we've got two boxes. on the bottom, we've got the individual participation records. So this will be the individuals that attend these cohorts, and we can assign them to groups, which will be shown on the top box. If I go ahead and create a group, there's some fairly simple information required here, just a name. And we can assign a facilitator if we want. Again, this is filtered to just facilitators, so I'll pick Cameron. Next, we can add a participation record. Here, we're asked for information about that participant, such as the school that they attend. And then here, we can see all the contacts associated with this school. So it's filtered to not show you all contacts in the system, just those with the school you've picked. And then same with group, it's been filtered by this cohort, so you don't have to look through all groups in the system. You can pick the ones relevant to this cohort. You now have the option to add a payment amount for this person attending the course. And there's also a toggle here for eligible for this academic year reporting. This means it'll show up in all the reporting views on the dashboard. If for whatever reason you didn't want this participation record to be included on that, you can toggle this to no, and it'll no longer show up in those reporting views. We'll leave it to yes and create this. Now that I've created that, if I go back to general, you can see that if I recalculate these, they will fill in. They'll do it automatically as well, but if you like to get it instantaneously, you just click there and recalculate. Now, if I refresh the page, you can see that the financial information down here has updated. So because we've got cost per participant of £20 and we've now got a participant, the overall total cost is now 120, including that fixed cost. However, we've got payments of £100 from participants, which brings the profit to minus £20. I'll go ahead and set up a few more participants. Okay, we've set up a few more participants now. If I go ahead to general and recalculate these fields and refresh the page, you can see that all that financial information has now been updated again. So we've got £300 of payments, £100 of fixed cost, and 3 times 20 for cost of participant, which brings us to a profit of £140. Now we've got the group set up with all the participations. If we go to a session, we've got this attendees tab, which currently is empty. To fill that in, we just need to associate the group that we just created with the session. If I do this, you can see now that this group is linked with this session, suggesting that they will be attending the session. So if I go and refresh this subgrid, you can see that all those participants that were within that group have had attendance records created for them, so you don't need to do that manually. If I click in, you can see that this just tracks some high-level information around the participant, such as who they are, the school they're from, and the session they're attending. And then you've also got a box to track whether they've attended or not. You can set this to yes, or you can set this to no. If it's no, then this catch-up complete toggle will appear to allow you to track if they've caught up. You can also track some notes about this attendance, for instance, why they didn't attend. You can do this from the other side. For instance, if you have a group and you want to associate them with a session, you can see here that this group is associated only with session 1. If we want to say that this group will also attend session 2, we can go ahead and link them to session 2. You can see that the sessions here are filtered by the cohort, so you're not going to have to look through every session in the system. You only have to look through the ones that are relevant to this cohort. It is similar for the group when you're attaching from the session side. If I create this, you can see that it's been created. So now the group 1 should be attending session 1 and session 2. If I click through to session 2 and go to attendees, you can see that those participants have had attendance records created for session 2. And again, you haven't had to do that manually. If someone was to sign up late, for instance, you've already set up the cohort and the sessions and the groups, and you get a late sign up, you might currently have to go through and add them to each session individually that they want to attend. With this system, you can simply add them to a group and they will be automatically added to each session that that group is a part of. So if I go ahead and create a new participation record, we'll say that Tim Smith has joined late, but he's looking to be a part of group 1 and attend session 1 and 2 like they are. I'll put in the payment amount. You can see that he's added here. If we go into group 1, Tim Smith is now part of this group. If I click through to session 1 and go to attendees, you can see that that attendance record has been created automatically for you. And then if we go to session 2, you can see likewise that attendance record has been created automatically. So you haven't had to go through each session that this new person should be part of. You can just add them to the group that they're meant to be part of, and it'll create those attendance records automatically. So the scenario I just showed had all the organizations and contacts in the system already. I'll now show you what those records look like and what information you can capture. If we create a new organization, you can see it allows you to capture some basic information such as the name, the type of organization, contact details, and address information. If we set the organization type to school, you can see extra fields appear, allowing you to capture more school-specific information. If we back out and go to an existing school, you can see that information filled in, and you can see that school statistics have been calculated by the system. We can go over to the contact details tabs, where you can track all contacts associated with the school and other contacts who might not be primarily associated with the school, but it's useful to have the link. In the participation tab, you can see all participations for contacts from this school. If we then go into a contact, we can see what information we can track there. You can track information such as the name, contact details, and address information, and also other information such as their role, job title, if they're a current ECT facilitator or mentor, and any disability or health conditions and dietary requirements. Finally, we can take a look at the reporting dashboard. This shows what is possible with the built-in reporting of Dynamics 365. We've set up various graphs to allow you to get a better picture of the courses you're running and how schools are engaging with them. All the data behind these graphs is taken from the system, so as you add more courses and participants, they'll show up here and you won't need to do anything extra. For instance, you can see that of the 3 schools in the system, 2 have engaged and 1 hasn't. You can also see where those schools have engaged. So both engaged schools have sent teachers on MPQ and ECF courses, but only 1 school has sent a teacher on a CPD course. Scrolling down, we can see some reporting at a participation level, broken down by factors such as course type, in or out of hub area, and phase. By default, this shows all participations. But if you'd only like to see participations on courses that you need to track for the Department for Education, you can use this drop-down to swap this view, and you can see in the system that we've set up our MPQ and ECF courses as those we need to track for the DFE. At the bottom, we have a list of cold schools. So as seen in the pie chart at the top, there was 1 school that hadn't engaged this year. This list shows you which schools those are to make it easier to identify the schools you may need to reach out to. Thank you for watching this demo of our Teaching School Hub Accelerator. We hope you've gained valuable insights into how this powerful tool can transform your organization. Please note that although this is a pre-built solution, this is just an example of some of the functionality we can build. The solution is fully customizable, and our expert team will work with you to tailor it around your unique requirements. If you have any questions or would like to schedule a more in-depth demonstration with our team, please get in touch. You can email us at sales@pragmatic.co.uk, call us on 01908 038 110, or visit our website at www.pragmatic.co.uk. We look forward to helping you maximize the potential of your teaching hub.